Hello everyone, welcome to Chasing Adventures, and I hope everyone is doing well. Today we're going to be applying screen protector on the 2025 Honda Pilot Trailsport. Alright, so I have a screen protector from a company called Screen Protech, and as the name suggests, they only make screen protectors for pretty much all vehicles on the road. And they've been around for a long time, since 2012. But still, for some of you, you probably never heard of this company because I never heard of them until they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try out their screen protector back when I had my Subaru Outback Wilderness. Now, the Wilderness has a giant infotainment screen in the middle of the dash. So a screen protector was in my radar since it's prone to have scratches. But not only that, it's at an angle, so if the sun hits the screen at a right angle, it was like having a giant mirror and the sun will glare directly into my face. So I gave them a try, and you know what? It was one of the best things I've done to the Wilderness. And since I had a very good experience with their product, when I got the Pilot, I reached out to them and asked if they had a screen protector for my Pilot Trailsport trim. And of course they did. So they sent one out to me to protect my screen. Now, for full disclosure, this is not a paid sponsored video. They just provided their product for me, but I wanted to make a video so I could share my experience with you guys. And if you want to try out their product, I'll have the link and the discount code in the video description for your convenience. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why do you need a screen protector on the Pilot when the screen is, upright and it's somewhat out of the way? Well, for one, fingerprints. You see, my daughter loves playing in the car, and her favorite thing to mess around with is the screen, so she'll leave her mark on the screen. Secondly, fine scratches from dust. Now, when you're off-roading, having a dust inside the car is inevitable, and when you touch the screen with the dust, it'll create fine micro scratches. And every time you touch it, it'll get worse and worse, and pretty soon you'll have a hazy screen. And from a personal experience, I accidentally dropped my phone onto the Outback's infotainment screen when I was trying to put the phone on the phone holder, and it hit the screen on the way down and made a noticeable mark on the screen protector. But had I not had the screen protector, it would have been a permanent thing on the screen, and I would have to live with that, which will drive me crazy every time I see it. So accidents does happen. Thirdly, it's still a screen, so there's going to be glare, whether it's directly from the sun or casting surrounding backgrounds onto the screen. Now, for the better part, the Pilot screen does have some type of coating that minimizes the glaring and the fingerprints. But eventually, over time, it's going to turn hazy. But with the screen protector, if you make any scratches or turns hazy later, you can just peel it off and apply another one, and it's good as new. So that's why I think a screen protector is a must with modern cars with infotainment screen. Actually, not only for the infotainment screen, but for your instrument clusters too, because the plastic housing gets scratched up very easily and also turn hazy over time. Now, the good thing about Screen Protech's screen protector is that not only it protects the screen and the instrument cluster, but it also turns old hazy looking screen looking new again by covering up the scratches with the film, as long as it's not a deep scratch or gouge. So that's why I recommend it. Now, your screen protector will come in this tube. Along with the applying solution, anti-dust wipe cloth, and a squeegee. And when ordering, I highly recommend adding the extra insurance set. It's only a small fee, but you get an extra set, so in case you mess up like I did when I was applying it on the Outback, you have a backup. Or keep the extra set, so if you scratch it up or it turns hazy later, you could apply the second set to make it look new again. Now, applying the protector to the infotainment screen is going to be really easy since it's a flat surface. But the instrument cluster might be a bit tricky because you have to kind of stretch out the film to fit to the curves while squeezing the water out without creasing the film. Now, you have few options when ordering. You could either order the anti-glare navigation film like I did, or high-def film, which is the glossy film, and the instrument cluster will only come with HD film. Also, keep in mind that the anti-glare film will reduce the clarity ever so slightly, so I'll show you guys the difference after the film has been applied. So anyways, enough talking, let's get to installing. Now, the application bottle has soap in it already, so just top it off with warm water and mix it well. Clean the surface and surrounding area thoroughly with the provided anti-dust cloth to get rid of any existing dust. And spray the solution and use a squeegee to wipe clean to remove any fine particles that might be on the surface. And wash your hands and keep them wet to get rid of any dirt that might be on your fingers as well. Spray the solution evenly to the back of the film and onto the surface, and use enough solution to make the process easier. Line up the film, and you could take your time with this. And here are some quick tips when applying the film. Never apply the film when the vehicle has been out in the direct sunlight for more than 24 hours or in extreme hot temperatures. You must cool the surface before applying the film. Or if it's cold, warm the inside of the vehicle to around 70 degrees. And once it's perfectly lined, lightly spray the solution and hold it firmly with one hand and use a squeegee to tack the film to the surface. Once it's tacked, you can then squeegee the solution out with a firm pressure. It also has cutouts for the buttons too, so repeat these steps if you choose to put them on. And if this video has been helpful so far, please like and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Now for the instrument cluster, it's the same procedure, but we might have to kind of stretch out the film when squeegeeing the solution out without creasing the film. So start from the middle and work your way out. I say do one side at a time. And again, be careful not to crease the film. And that's it. Now, that wasn't too hard to do, right? And you know what? Our instrument cluster was really simple to do since it's relatively flat and only curves up slightly, unlike other vehicles. And the film is very smooth to the touch, and it does help with reducing fingerprints, and it perfectly aligns with the screen. And as I promised, here are the before and after. Before applying the protector, and after. So with the anti-glare film, it does decrease the clarity ever so slightly. So if this is going to bother you, get the HD film if you could live with the glares. Personally, I much rather lose slight clarity than to live with the glare, because with the glare, you're not going to be able to see anything on the screen. But whichever you decide to go with, both will reduce fingerprints and keep your ride looking new for many, many years. And as I mentioned earlier, they make it for pretty much all cars on the road, and the applying method will be the same for all. So I highly recommend Screen Protect to protect your vehicle screen, and I'll have the link in the video description along with the discount code for you guys. So thank you all for tuning in today, and if this video was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with other car lovers so they could also keep their car looking new. And until next time, keep chasing adventures, and I'll see you all on my next video.